So hi everybody and welcome back to the Unreal Engine 5 full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 24 and in this video we are talking about the widget which we created in our last video, but we have not implemented the logic. We have just created the design here and now let's go to the logic. But before we go to the logic, let's decide which part we make. We are doing this hertz, and important is these hertz are images. You can see this one here. They are ordered from left to right. That is our wrong order, but doesn't matter for this demonstration. And important is they must be selected in details as variables. Here this checkbox must be checked, and the reason for that is because when we go switch to the graph settings, then you can access these images here in the variable section here, and that is very important. Why is this so important? Because this hertz here, these hertz here are representing our life, and at start I want that the player has, for example, just one life, and the question is now how I can achieve that. And actually it's very easy to achieve. You need just the function set visibility of this image. So how we make this? First, right click here and search event construct, because our widget has not a begin play, instead it has this event construct node. You search this, I have it here, and then you grab the images which you want to select. So in my case this is this one here, 1, 2 and 3 for example, because I wanted start only 1 hertz, and then that was here 1, get 1, and from this one here drag out and search the function node set visibility. You select this one, and here there is a drop down. You can read all the different kinds, but important is the first one sets the visibility, the second one collapse hides it, but here is also a node hidden. This is not so good because if you use this option hidden, it is just hiding the hurt here, but it's still occupying the space. When you have something else there, it will not work. That's why the option collapse here is better, or you are going for the other ones, set or something like testable or something, but in our case I just set collapse, and I make this for the image 2 and image 3 as well, because I want hide the first 3 images. I can connect them so, and then this here you connect just with the constructor which you just called, and actually that's it. So easy. And let's compile, save, and this is our start point, because the constructor means you start the widget, you load the widget, and at start it is calling this one here. So when I start here my game, you can see now I have only 1 hertz there, and that is okay. But the question is now, wait a minute, 1 hertz is cool, but what is if I, let's say, find a hertz here in the game? How can I add 1 hertz here or even delete 1 hertz during gameplay? And during gameplay you make this actually with a custom event, which means you can just create a custom event. Let's create one. So this one I have already made here. Or let's bring this back because I need this one. Let's say let's delete this one fast because I don't need this. Let's put this one here, put this one here, connect this one here fast. So just for, so this one we just created, right? And now I said you need just create a custom event. Right click here, write custom event, add custom event, name it what you need, and in my case I called it update hertz because we are updating now how many hertz we have here. And then let's for this purpose I call it update hertz 2, update hertz 2, and then I want now update this. And the question is now how you update this. Again, you use the same technique like here. You set the visibility or set it as visible or collapse here. Let's copy this one, let's paste this one here, and you connect this one. And when I call now this update function, I can set the visibility, but you can see we setting only 3. I need to set all, so the last one as well. Get, but here you can see the first 3 are set to collapsed, and the last one, let's say I set it to visible, set visibility. Again the same thing here, but here I set visible, so only the last one is here called. So the problem here is when you see this one, this calls here the update, And here, perhaps we should make this one here as well, just to be sure that nothing wrong is happening. Let's get this one too. Oh, let's make it so. Let's copy this one and do this one here on top. This is our start point actually. Control V, so we have it here on top as well. This is our start point, and then let's say here I want to not, instead of having 1 hertz at start, let's say I find a hertz and I want 2 hertz. So what you are doing is just like here, but instead this the second hertz, in my case it's the number image 3, you disconnect it from collapse, then just connect it to the visible one. And this one, when you call now the update function, this one will update the hertz which you have here. Here is a problem. Now I would make this all time manually. How I can avoid this making all time manually? And there is a trick. There are different implementations. I just use one control variable, which means here in the custom event, you select the custom event here, and then you go to the details panel, you go down to the inputs, you press here the plus, and then you call this one, for example, a number of hertz. And this is representing how many hertz you want to have to be active here. This is our control variable. And then you can drag out here from this from our custom event out here something, and then search for switch. Switch, and important is on int. Right. This one here, because we need this switch on int because we have defined here an integer. If you have defined here another control variable, then you can use another thing. But important is the switch on int is just a control, a flow node. Flow node means just how the flow goes here on, which means when you press here this add pin, let's add here 4 because I have 4 lies for hertz. So representing my 4 hertz, and in my case I don't have a default value. I want to get rid of this one, so you select again your switch, go to the details panel, and here it has default pin. You deselect this one and this one is gone, and these numbers here are representing my hertz, how many I have. And you see this starts with the 0. This is in programming, so that a switch and array starts with 0, but we don't want this here because this can irritate perhaps people who are not programmers, and that's why you can just select here the switch again, go to the details, and here set the start index here to 1. That's very nice that we have this option, and now you can see 1 represents 1 hertz, 2 represents 2 hertz, and so on. And now you have just to connect this control variable from the custom event here with our switch variable, which is also an integer. And this switch variable will activate the output here, which we have to define, or depends on our variable. Let's say I have only 1 hertz, so let's say the number 1 comes in, then I won't just activate 1, let's say this one here, but this one what I have just made now is representing 2 hertz because I have implemented this now wrong, so I have to get rid of this one, connect this one here on top. So you can see 3 are collapsed. This is this 3 are collapsed. Only this, the last one, is visible, and this one is when I have the control variable 1, and the other one are not activated because the switch is activating only that what comes here in. All right, and now you have to do this with the all other things as well. And what you can do there is first of all, let's make here a little bit room. Is just copy this one here, Control C, and then paste it, Control V, and then what you can do is, for example, for the second one, connect it here, and then you want to activate 2 hertz, so you disconnect one of them, the right hertz of course, and then connect it here, and you do this the same thing for number 3 and number 4 as well. But I think you understand the concept how to do this. I'm not doing this now. I go and explain you now that we have still a problem. What is the problem? Because this update function must be called, and how we call this now, right? Because now we have just implemented that we can add here hertz and make it visible, or we make it hidden by collapsing them. But how we call this one, and here in my game, let's play it from here. Let's say I explore this map here, I find here a herd, I collect this, and one way would be, there are different implementations, one way would be, let's say this box is a herd, and my character is overlapping with the box, and while I'm overlapping, I'm picking up this one, and this overlap we already know. Overlap means this overlap events, and this overlap events can call, for example, this update herd here. And yeah, this is one way which I will implement in the next video, not this one. But I hope you understand this so far. It's easy, it's not difficult, straightforward. But before we go and implement this herd update event in the next one, I want to finish this widget here, because we have here this options button and this progress bar, and then we are going to implement this overlap with this widget and so on activation. All right, I hope so far it's easy, it's not difficult, and if you have any questions, like all time, write in the comment section. See you in the next video, and like all time, have fun, good luck, and never give up. Bye.